On the 19th of November 2022, a 33-year-old woman named Sadiya Salihu died after being locked up without food for a year by the husband with the unbelievable reason that he was protecting her from outsiders and family members who were trying to poison her. According to the story, the mother of Sadiya, Hadiza, said she had nightmares about her daughter, and whenever she called, the husband would pick the call and hand it over to the children, and the children would tell the words that are being put in their mouth by their father that their mom is sleeping or doing something else, that she was unable to come pick the phone, which was very, very odd. And the mother of Sadiya, Hadiza, got tired of the same theme of the daughter always sleeping or doing something that makes her unable to answer her phone call. She decided to visit her in Yobe State. On her arrival, she was greeted by the grandchildren, but when she got inside, she got the shock of her life. She saw a skeleton of her daughter, who was once full of life and healthy. It said that Sadiya at that point couldn't even walk. She was malnourished and locked in a room for 1 year. According to the story, Ibrahim, who married Sadiya in 2010, locked the mother of 4 kids and fed her with kunu, zobo and pap, claiming all he did was to protect her from his own family members from getting her poisoned. And it begs the question, how do you protect your wife from people that wants to poison her by locking her up in the room and feeding her with only kunu, zobo and pap, and stopping people from gaining access into the room? And on the part of Sadiya, after this, she would have shouted or raised an alarm. Maybe someone would have heard her, unless she was utterly convinced that whatever the husband was doing to her was for her own safety, or the husband has totally brainwashed her to a point that day after day she was just taking kunu zobo pap and watching her body deteriorate, all in the name of trying to stop her from getting poisoned. On discovering the daughter's shocking state of health, Hadiza immediately took her back for her to be cared for, and she was immediately rushed into the Kano hospital, and she was placed in intensive care for days before she later died after suffering from emotional, mental, psychological and physical abuse. The husband has been arrested. Some say he has mental issues, others say he knows what exactly he was doing. At this point, I tend to wish to side with the people that says he knows exactly what he was doing, because if you lock somebody up and you stop other people from gaining access into the room, it tells you know where you are driving at. It tells that this is a calculated stuff. You are not just doing it because if someone gains access into the room where you have locked the wife, someone would probably see her condition and would probably raise an alarm. So I tend to go with the people that says he knew what he was doing. And the mother, Hadiza, had other opinions, saying that Ibrahim had used the daughter for money ritual. Well, we can never tell till the investigation is concluded. A human rights activist by name Olumide Omosebi claimed he heard the case in 2021 and advised the family to do something. At this point, if this man, what actually he claims is true, and advised the family to go check up on her and do something, and the family didn't do something, then she has died because the family failed to act. No matter how the husband must have convinced the daughter that what he is doing for her is for her own interest, even though he had tried to convince the family too that Sadiya is well. If a claim of such weight is being made about your daughter, I believe the family would have said, let's go and see how she is doing, irrespective of what the husband must have said. Had it been they had taken that step, let's see for ourselves, Sadiya would still be alive. Investigations are still carried out, and Ibrahim is behind bars, but he said that he is a relation to one of the top government official, which might come into play, and he might go scot-free. But I hope and pray that Sadiya gets the justice she deserves, and that every family out there should not take any claim about their daughter or their son so lightly. Go check for yourself and verify. Thank you, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, turn on the post notification, then like the video so that you'll be the first to be notified when more videos come from this channel. Thank you.